We're going to go to Vito here in just a moment. I just want to say this illustrates everything, this little report. You've always, in every town, got these empty men. And they're always saluting the flag and acting real weird. And if you criticize the government, they say you're not a patriot. It's patriotic to limit the government, to criticize it. The government isn't our country. We are. The Bill of Rights and Constitution is. And I have seen similar things. You know, we sell a T-shirt that has the American flag upside down on it. And it says, Save the USA. I mean, the U.S. is being taken over in a foreign offshore corporate takeover. And it's got Paul Revere on the front. Now, according to the DHS report, they say, watch out for returning vets, watch out for gun owners, watch out for people that don't like the Federal Reserve. See, and if they tell these goons you saw in there that go arrest Americans, it's patriotic, they'll do it. They're ready. And they get real emotional over petty, stupid stuff, but then they flip out. I mean, they'll get upset about the flag or something, not knowing it's a sign of distress, and then violate somebody's property rights and First Amendment. But then they don't care about foreign banks raping us, Bill of Rights on fire, country going to hell in a handbasket. So this story documents it all. Vito Congine Jr., who's not even in Wisconsin right now. He's in Illinois looking for work. And I guess the petty bureaucrats who promised him the license, not going to get it. Joining us. Thank you for coming on, sir.
Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
I don't know how you didn't haul off and punch that guy. He's on your property, trying to take your property, and he's just out of his mind. I mean, is that guy all there? I mean, he's up there saluting the flag like he just saved America from Al-Qaeda, and he's on a property owner's, a veteran's own property, trying to steal his property?
I think he had a few too many this morning, that had happened. The problem with it is he lets people tell him what he should think and what he should know instead of thinking and reading for himself.
Amazing.
He actually thought that I was being disrespectful to the flag, and that is not a sign of disrespect. It is a sign of distress. I have no intention, nor would I ever disrespect the United States flag or this great country. We need to stand up and take our freedoms and stop taking them for granted and realize you have to be willing to fight for it. I've been to a few wars here. I know what it's like for people not to have a freedom. Believe me, I'm going to fight tooth and nail until my dying breath to keep my freedoms. And freedom of speech is one of the most important ones we have. And if they don't think that First Amendment is so important to them, they better realize the other items that are mentioned in that First Amendment. Your freedom of choice of religion and your freedom of choice to question your government in a peaceful ensemble of people. And the freedom of the press. Let's not forget that.
And the freedom of the right to assembly, as you said. So, obviously, that newscast is just a short snapshot. How did all this begin? What's really going on? What's your neighbor saying he sees the police taking your flag? I mean, are they really that stupid that they don't understand it's your First Amendment right and it's a sign of I'm in trouble, help me, that it would be disrespectful to fly that flag right side up if the country is in crisis? You're supposed to use the flag as a communication tool.
Absolutely. Well, the problem was, it even gets worse. Not only did the police come to my place of business on the 4th of July on my private property with no warning, no warrant, but the district attorney from Marinette County instructed them to do so. Since then, he has actually gone on national TV and said, I know I was doing wrong, but I did it anyway. Now, here's somebody who's supposed to know the law, an educated man of the law, and he decided to openly violate the law himself. And who's going to prosecute him? Nobody.
Are they that ignorant that they don't know that flying the flag upside down means distress?
I have explained it to them. We've actually hung signs on my building to explain this to them, what the sign with Union side down, what it means. That way people can understand it that don't. I don't know what more I can do. I've been out there. I've talked to these people. I read the U.S. flag code to them. They just get told that by somebody that, oh, he must be meaning disrespect, and they go off on their little tangent and believe it instead of listening to my side of it. But we did have a small group of people that came to show their displeasure in what I'm doing, and about 10 out of those 25 people changed their mind after they were told why the flag was being flown in distress. So
but the other 15 are complete morons. They're complete. Look, the thing is, America's going to hell in a handbasket. They know it, and they don't like seeing a reminder of it. They just want America to be euthanized, put to sleep, lethal injection, quietly, and they want to wrap themselves in the flag and climb into a grave and, put up with that.
Well, they want to bury their heads in the sand. They're trying to play the ostrich effect, and you can't do that. You have to be willing to fight for your freedoms, just like they did in 1776.
This is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous that they ninny around and get so upset about this. And even when you explain to them the law, they just deny it because it feels so good to ninny around. Now, how did this begin? Why won't this little area give you the license to sell beer?
I actually went to them prior to purchasing the building and told them what I wanted. They approved of everything. They said, yes, we like this idea. It would be wonderful for the town. Then I went to them on January 20th and said, I'm ready for it. I'll open February 1. They said, no, you would be too much competition for the other people in town and your location. They tried to say it was too close to a school. The local ordinance for that is 300 feet. I'm almost 1,000 feet away from that school. So I met every requirement. Plus there are 4 other reasons that they can deny you a license. I met and surpassed every one of those reasons, and I showed that to them, and they still used it. The one that gets me the most is that I would be too much competition. How can you say that you can deny competition in the United States? How can you feel that you have that authority? That's what makes this country great, is competition. How
can Obama take over GM? I mean, they're little social planners as if they're God.
Exactly. You can't do that. You can't allow the government to tell you how you're supposed to live.
That's like if you're more handsome and you get the beauty queen, they come up and say, we're going to cut your nose off so that you're not too handsome, so there's no competition. I mean, that's where all this ends.
Sure. And it can go a lot further. It could be, you're the wrong color, you're the wrong race, so we're not going to let you come up here?
Well, we know why. They're just a bunch of control freaks, and I'm sure some other restaurant or something gave them a little bit of money on the side. And let's come back and talk about where this is going. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange home gain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com, HomeGain.com. Check them out today. Vito Congine Jr. is our guest. I got a really exciting letter here I want to read when we come back from break. And I want to remind my staff and myself, I want to implement a time on the show every day for like 10, 15 minutes where I read quick email questions and answer them, and then read a letter or two of the day. Because we get thousands of letters a week, no exaggeration, and we try to scan through them and read. And I want to try to give the attention due to some of these great points people are making. We're going to try to more heavily program the show by program, set up what we do, when we do, how we cover it, because there's so much to get to, and time has a way of getting away from us. But we try to give people a full spectrum breakdown of what's happening. Man, this story of what happened to you in Wisconsin just illustrates so much. And you're saying your family is sunk into debt to do this. They won't even let you open. You got to have wine in an Italian restaurant. I mean, that's just, that goes together like a horse and carriage. I wouldn't go to an Italian restaurant, at least back when I was drinking, occasionally without red wine. I mean, that's something you got to have. And they just don't care. I mean, you've got to sue them. That's pure discrimination. that they said to you, and I would call them again and record them saying at this time that, oh, that would be competition. I mean, are they like the gods, the fairy godmother that waves their wand? Well, that's what licensing does. It turns us into slaves.
Yes, it does. And as you said, I need to sue them, but unfortunately, you can't really find an attorney who's trying to, feed his family to sue a municipality because they're worried about people not coming in and using them as attorneys. They just don't want to fight the municipality. They don't want to try to get a bad name themselves in the town. That's when the ACLU found out about the violation of my First Amendment rights, and now they're considering taking it on. They haven't agreed to do so yet, but they are taking it under consideration.
Well, why don't these local boss hogs on power trips just apologize? I mean, they're obviously boss hogs. If the police come and steal the flag, I mean,